and welcome to the Treasured Page. I'm Melanie and this is our quiet crafting space. And today I wanted to thank each and every one of you for all your wonderful support. Welcome to the new people, welcome back to my new subscribers, and thank you so much for the comments and the likes and shares, the thumbs up and things that you have given me over the last few weeks. It has been so inspiring. And I am so grateful of all the wonderful things that you have said about me and my channel. So without further ado, I'd like to bring you some more ideas. And I thought I'd just go back and tell you what we did with the map that we were looking at. The vintage map collage has turned out like that, but I also did two others off of camera as well. And I want to show you how these can now be incorporated onto a page in a journal and how that would look. So this is using vintage map and fussy cuts, images from books or images from magazines. And we had a whole selection there. And this one had a pocket. So I'll leave a link below for the video. And you can have a look at how they came together quite quickly as a nice way of using map and also putting some features and focal points on them as well. Okay, so these are the two. I've got this lovely butterfly with the birds, and yes, do check out the video for that. Just a quick mention, I have hurt my finger and I managed to shut my hand in a door, and so I have bruised my nail, so I've put a little bit of plaster tape over just to spare you the gory details, but I will also may have to paint my nails even though I said last week that you wouldn't see me with painted nails. Just to spare you the bruise, I may have to paint the nails. And just wanted to flick through quickly on the scraps. We created a masterboard of scraps, and I have put stamps on them now, and I've sewn round them, and I think they are looking all ready to go and embellish something. So I've got these on hand now to pull from. So we'll put those off to one side, and also the tags. Here I want to show you what it would be like if we were working in a journal book. It's just easier for filming purposes to show you on a folded piece of paper. So imagine that this is a page in your journal and how you might be able to create this. I've got a little pocket here, very simple, very straightforward, one piece of paper stuck to another, but there's one without and one with. So I'll just show you how to do that very quickly. So you're just going to need a folded piece of paper or a page in your journal and some packaging paper. You'll probably want some stick glue if you've got something stronger, or you've invested in one of these fine nib bottles with some stronger paper glue, maybe a Fabri-tac. You may have the glue that we've been using is an all-purpose paper glue. I've put that in an applicator bottle where I can get a much thinner bead of glue. Any glue, scissors, glue, paper, and ink. Oh, and in celebration of it being the beginning of the week and the children are going back to school, I'm going to do it. I'm going to change the applicator on my blending tool. It's going in the bin. Look at it. It has come to the point where I don't think it's benefiting the projects or the artwork anymore. So, it's gone. I've had it so long. Feels like an old friend. But I have invested in some mini domed ink blending foam applicators from Ranger to work with the Distress ink range. So these are Tim Holtz blending applicator tops. This is a bit of an unboxing, impromptu unboxing video here. I just tell you, I cannot get into the packaging. Oh look. Okay. Well, we might be able to use that for something had I not completely torn it to pieces. Put that aside. So we're just going to get out one of these. Okay, so these are domed, so I've not used the domed ones before. So we're going to trial this today. Now the only thing, I don't think it's going to fit into my minis. And I do like it when I've got the applicators that go in. Oh, does it? No, no it doesn't. Oh, it does. It does. It does. Well, there you are. Well, there you are then. Thank you very much. That is very good. So I could, how many did I get in the pack? That's quite good. So we got 10, 5 on each side. Gone a funny colour. They've been sitting on the windowsill waiting for me to just do that for about 3 weeks, probably. So there we go. Anyway, looks like an ice cream. Okay. So to get to this point, we just need to put that aside. So this came off a parcel. Somebody had wrapped up a parcel. And I've also got, so there's a bit of stuff there. Where I have baked this paper in the oven, this was one of the tea and spice papers. There's a video for that. I have managed to get a discoloration there. It's not a problem. It looks grungy. It's quite cool. But for anyone trying to write anything in the journal, they may feel that that's too dark and maybe want to change to a different colour pen. But for me, I feel like I want to cover it. So I'm going to use this packaging and make a tuck spot from it, something like that. Or perhaps, I think I did one actually. Here's one I made earlier. There we go. Right, that perfectly fits on there. Save you watching me fuss about, but you get the general idea. So you can, you know, just glue that bit down, cut that bit off, and then you've got a tucky bit there, but I do want it to go right the way across. Okay, so I'm going to just glue that down. And just to get the effect that we had on this one, whoa, Kraft a lunch. Hang on. I'm going to screw it up to get that look. What an absolute muddle. Right, I'm working in a muddle. So I'm covering up this section. I've scrunched up my bit of old packaging paper. So this could be, you know, like, well, in the UK we sometimes get bags like this in a supermarket or from greengrocers. And often they come a bit scrunched up once they've jiggled around in the bag on the way home. So something like this works out. Okay, so I'm going to glue that down. We've got a bit of a glue situation here. Okay, so for speed and ease, because I'm filming, I'm using the Fabri-tac glue here. We just want a bead of glue on both sides in an L shape, and I'll just do a bit here as well and put the pin back in. I think I will just, because now I've screwed that up, it's become a little smaller, so just smooth that out. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to want a dark brown, gathered twigs. Okay, let's give this a try. It doesn't look like there's much on there, but there is. Oh, this is easy. Okay, so far so good. Let's just go over some of the crinkles here to emphasize them. Is that working? I think so. Yeah. Okay, now the other thing I want to do, oh gosh, I'm all rickety in the chair today. I'm going to, let's just get rid of the glue. I'm going to start rolling over the edges. Can you see, just to create a sort of a old rolled. It's going to get crushed and squashed when the book shuts, if you imagine this in the book, which it will be, because this is a page that will be sewn in. See, the other side wasn't so bad, so that's completely fine. You can do something else there, totally fine to write on if that's what you want to do in your journal. Sounds like a sensible option, but not for me. I don't like writing in journals. I love the idea of writing in journals, but it feels like a bit of a commitment. So I prefer to do my journaling through the expression of making the pages, and then just adding a word or a sentiment or something I've collected, like a ticket, a piece of ephemera, a stamp, something I've seen in the day, something, maybe a leaf. That's me. I don't like writing. I do like writing, I just don't like my writing. I don't like my handwriting. Does that make sense? Leave a comment if that makes any sense whatsoever. I like making the books. I like adding to the pages. I like decorating the pages. That's what I like to do. I like decorating. I like expressing moments in time, memories, things that come from my creative side that then go down on the piece of paper. Like this scrunched up old bag. That does just I tell you what this reminds me of, particularly as we're going to be putting in that map ticket. Let's just add a wee bit more glue there, because when I was stretching it about, I think the other Fabri-tac went a bit dry. I think these are quite good. So used to one thing, it's sort of a bit odd to then change. And we'll just aid it. Right, what was I talking about? Now, looking at this looks like a scrunched up old bag, something that you would then have sweets in, or but what it reminds me of, because the tags have got the map on it and the birds, look, it's going to go in there like that, or it could be this one, either way. Let's go with this. It just like feeding the birds. And what we have, maybe more, I'm sure all the world over, seeds in paper bags when you go to a zoo or when you go to a petting place, or we have the parks where sometimes the children can pay to have a little bit of animal feed. It always would come in a paper bag like that with some little seeds, or if they were feeding sheep or goats or things like that, the little feed nuts that they would give to the animals. And that just reminds me of this. So with this trail, the park, the green areas, the map, and the bird, it's conjuring up the feed the birds sort of idea. So that's fun. Okay, so that's just an interesting idea. And anything peeling up a little bit too much can get glued down. So yes, I've had a lovely comment about maps, and anybody wanting to do a journal with maps, you might want to consider this sort of an idea where you use the paper bag. Or if you've been on a holiday and you've had a gift bag, this is another way of doing it. Scrunch it up, it gives it a little bit more character. Especially if you're doing a grunge style journal. And on the top here I've used some old frayed Sari silks, old frayed tattered fabric. That's just for a aesthetic, a grunge feel. Right, that's glued. The other thing I wanted to try and do was just embellish about down the bottom. Let's take that away for a minute. It's not going to be that one. Oh, and it could be the owl. That's birds. And it fits. So we like that one. The boat. It's a bit big, that one. Maybe the boat. Oh, that's nice. There you go. The stag. In the woods. Feeding the animals. I don't think we're... No, we're not that. And we're not an elephant. We could be an elephant. Oh, gosh. Ah, right, so those two work with my idea of the woods. So, yeah, let's come back to those. I'm just going to grab the other one. This one maybe wants a bit more of this ink effect. And I've put a green fabric on there. Well, this works great. Let's take it up there. Yep, the domed inkers, the domed daubers, that can go. Oh no, that can stay. That's my true colour one. So this is going to be my official new anything goes ink dauber. It could be black, it could be brown, but definitely one to age things. I really like it. That is a really good design. Excellent, excellent. Okay, can we see that this is now looking a bit old, worn, tatty, and got a bit of soul? It's got some stories behind that. I think you can imagine that this is part of your journal. And okay, so we're in the park feeding the animals today. Yep, how about that? Let's take those out, stick these down. I've left the threads loose. I think that's quite fun. Do what you like. If you want to sew around them, you don't have to sew around them. Or you could hand stitch. That's another way. Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm having a glue moment. All right. So how is everybody? I hope you're finding time for yourselves and looking at your craft space, creating a table somewhere where you can be. Doesn't need to be big. My table will have a lot of intrigue, a lot of questions about my desk and my table and what I've got going on here. I have a wooden table. It's a farmhouse table. Sounds very grand, but it isn't. Of course it isn't. It is just a pine table. And on the pine table I have covered it with everything that I could ever want and need for paper craft. And it's in a little room away from the rest of the house. And I have commandeered this area, which I did during 2020 when I needed to have some quiet space to work because we were all working from home. And it worked so well, I thought I need a quiet space. That's what I need. That is what is missing in my life. A little space for me. And here I am now, still in the same space and really making use of it. But yes, it's only a table with all my things on it. On one side of the table I have my art and crafts, and on the other side of the table I have my sewing machine. So it's just one table, 4 foot by 6 foot, and everything is on this table. I'm not going to show you. I'm going to leave you hanging on that one because I'm not ready to show you. Right, how about a label? Let's cut this out. I'm not sure if I like it. Scissors. So all we've needed is glue and the things that you may or may not have made from other videos, but I'll leave all the links below so you can have a look. I'll leave a link below to the Tim Holtz blending tools as well, the domed daubers, if you wanted to invest in those. They are very good, very good. I can report that I approve. They do the job. Gets around the corners as well. It's better than the flat ones in a way. I've only done one little go of it though, so I'll carry on and see how I get on. But having used the other one for nearly a year, let's see how it does this crease bit here. Because I do like, yeah. Doesn't feel any different really, it just means that you get the edge nicely. Okay, I just wondered whether that would go in there. Yes, I like that. It's sort of a bit, actually if it's a bit, let's go around again to make it a bit more grubby. It's too clean, too fresh, too sort of, that looks like it should be an indoors thing, whereas this is an outdoors thing. Probably wants a word on it as well to conjure up what I'm trying to convey. I have no idea. I just feel like I want to go to the park and feed the birds. Oh, and the other thing that I've been doing, because I had a lovely comment about spring, about the buds on trees and tulips coming up, and I can confirm here in the south of England, yes, the leaves on the trees have come into bud and they are out. The leaves are coming out again. So there you are. And the tulips are up. And I had a little walk around my garden this morning and I have found that I planted a peony plant 2 years ago and nothing happened. Not one single flower. But this year, I have just discovered it has lots of buds on it and one massive bud right at the top of the plant, and I'll put a little picture of it in here if I remember, and I think over the next few videos I'll give you a little update, and I have no idea what colour it is. I cannot remember. I know I planted it. I know it was supposed to be pretty. It was something out of a catalogue. When I moved house I wanted to grow flowers in the garden. So when did I? Yes, so I think I planted it just before we all went into the lockdown situation. And I thought, oh, well, that'll be nice in the summer. We'll have nice, the peonies coming out in May. No, nothing. Just, oh, no, it didn't do it. But this year, It's gone bananas. That stamp sticker label, that label is too big, isn't it? Unless I cut around that. I've got these. I might link a link. I might leave a link. I'll leave a link, and how about if I cut around that in a bit there? Oh no, how about if I tear it? Ooh. I'm trying to leave links to all the things that I use or have been able to get below. You can have a look at them and see if you can find somewhere more local or cheaper, or your own local craft stores, rather than using the links that I'm providing. But I just wanted you to be able to have a look and identify what the thing was, what make it was, where it comes from, that sort of thing, and you can see if you can do one better elsewhere. But if not, for ease and for speed, I have tried where I possibly can to add a supply list of what I'm using in the description box below, and I'll try and link the videos that I'm also talking about in my future videos in the description box below as well. And I'll get that peony flower footage for you, and we can look at that over this week and see what colour it's going to be, because I am very intrigued. Very intrigued. And I think you know, if all we've got to worry about is what colour my flower is in the garden, whilst gluing down some paper and giving us total permission to just sit here for an hour and do such a thing, then that is only going to help benefit our well-being and just make us more appreciative of nature and of textures and colours and things that just make our hearts sing. And I think that these are lovely. These are going to go in a journal, and there's plenty of writing space there. There's something that can indicate the month, the date, that particular day. So I'm saying the person because they are actually going to friends. They can write in the date of when they had these. Actually, that one goes in there because I just like the colours more, and that one goes in there. And then the friends are going to be sewing them into their own journals. And I was a bit behind with that because I send them monthly. So I just wanted to get that done today, and I thought I'd just have a little chin wag with all you out there in YouTube land and just show you what I've been doing. So there we go. That was a simple, quiet craft. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me jabber on, and I hope that you are creating your own quiet space and being able to think about journaling in a very different way. You do not have to write in a journal. You just need to try and put something down on paper as many times in the week as you possibly can fit it in, and it just gives you the chance to have a break for you. It's so important, so very important to make time for you. What else? So I've just come back after having a little break, a cup of tea, and I've looked at these again with what my art teacher used to call as fresh eyes, and I've swapped the tags around. So we've now got the yellow one with the yellow stamp, the red one with the red on there, and I don't like this area. I can't leave it. It's just it's just me. So I am now just going to find something extra to put on there, a little something just to finish it off. And I thought, I've got this old Sari silk. This is a vintage piece of fabric, and it is so very, very old that it is falling to pieces, which I absolutely love. And that was used up there. And I'm just, so if I take this one away for the moment and just bring this one back, I'm going to put a little bit there just to tie that in there. And one other idea is this tag is still, although I've put the ink on it and aged it, I still want to see if I can get some age spots on it. And for that, I'm going to come back to the inks and see if I've got a vintage photo ink somewhere. Here we are. I've got this little piece of Perspex plastic. I think it slotted onto something, and sometimes you just find these brilliant packaging things. You can even cut it out of an old, you know, container or the bottom of a butter tub, something that will give you the plastic sheet. If you can get something see-through, that's quite good as well. But I'm just using vintage photo and just dabbing that on like that. Then I'm going to spray it with a little bit of water. And I'm doing quite well with subscribers on the channel recently, so I'm thinking of having a giveaway, and I've got one of those water bottles. So I will be looking to do a giveaway, maybe two water bottles when I hit my 1,000 subscribers, and I shall give some more details on that when I've thought about it. But they're good, they're great, good ones. Okay, so I think what the best thing to do is just put it down. Let's take the tag out, remember where that is by feel, and just dab a bit on there like so. So, and then the same to this smaller one over here. Just remember where it is. And using the Tim Holtz inks, they are water based, so when you put water on the ink pad, you can reactivate the pigment within the ink block, which I like, which is why the water bottles are so useful to have on hand. I think that's okay. Maybe just do a bit of that, just to use up, bring a bit of interest onto the paper, and then we'll just wait for that to dry. While we are waiting, we will have another look at how to decorate with this Sari silk. So I just thought a little bit there. I'm just gonna see, it's so old. So I laundered it and it's fallen apart, which is just fantastic because it was vintage. And a vintage bag of scraps, then laundered in a modern day detergent, and the whole thing disintegrated. So I've got a lovely bag of all sorts of little scraps and bits like that. So much so I think I've got enough to make a good scrap bag up. So I think I might make that available as well. So I've got a few ideas of how to bring you some more interesting, unique ephemera bits that we haven't already discovered. And that was just Fabri-tac again, because it's fabric to paper. And just doesn't matter if that bit goes down. I think when that dries that might go a bit lighter. And then let's have over here I've got some, or maybe the yellow bit there. I am just fiddling and having a play here now, just making it into quite a sort of a bohemian look with this extra. Just going to tear that bit off, that would be for something else. Oops, lost it. And then I think I'll just do a similar thing here. Might have to cut that bit. Oh no. And you see then these little bits are then used for something else in a cluster. And so the whole process goes on. Right, so leave a comment below what colour you think that peony is going to come out as. I hope nothing eats it before it decides to flower. As I said, I didn't get any last year or the year before. And I'm hopeful that we might see them. They don't always grow easily for me. So if I get one, it will be the first time in years. I've been trying to do it for years because we moved here 4 years ago, and I did try and grow them at my old house, but we're just not successful. I am on the south coast, so we do get the sea breeze, and sometimes the coastal winds just affect things, but I don't know, there's quite a few out there. So I'm hopeful. Say what colour you think it's going to be. All right, one more thing, I think, just to take this to the next level. Ah, the holy grail, the button box. Always a fantastic find when you're in a charity shop and somebody has, see, that's lovely. Very chunky though. Somebody has left their button collection. That's nice. Let me bring back the tag I'm going to have in here. Right, so to make things work, you really need to have threes. So I've got yellow here, and I've got the yellow there. That's great. So I might just want to echo a little yellow or the brown there. Do you see that gives it a nice, maybe that's a good one. Could be the big one, but oh, actually the big ones. Okay, well, we'll keep those and see what we think. And then this one is red. So wow, no. This was going to have the cherry tag, so that echoes the cherries, but it's a very chunky thick, and that would affect the journal being able to close. Oh, that's it. I like that. That echoes the cherries. Right, there we go. A couple of buttons, and they can just be added on there. The bigger one. What do you think? The little one for a little thing. So that's still a bit wet, so that will dry. Maybe over here. Yeah, I like the big one. How fun. Okay, so we'll go with that, and because it's already got its sewing bits in there and a bit of fabric on the back, I'm just going to glue it straight down, and with a nice big globule and put it in there, and then find Grandma's paperweight, and that will sort that one out over there while I just glue this one on. I'm going to, do I leave the thread free? Yep, why not? Let's have it free and blowing in the breeze. that one is just going to tuck in there. I could stamp on April, but I think I'll leave that to the people that were receiving it. The age spots look fun up the side there, that's really great. And just tack that bit down there. Where did the pin go? Okay, right, great. So if this was my journal, I have said that I don't like to do the writing, but what I would do is, if this was me and I was going for a day out and I came to this page in my journal, how I might use that is, if I come back from the day out, what I tend to do is I go to the tea room or the gift shop or whatever, and I just pick up the gift card or something that is a modern day piece of ephemera that reminds me of where I went. And so that's quite an interesting way of doing it. And because I don't like my writing, and I don't particularly want it all over there because I like the way that looks without the writing, I would note down what I did and who I had my dinner with or lunch with, who I went to see, what I did. You know, I would put it on the back of the tag, so it's all there. You've got your memory anchor, you've got a description of what the day was all about, and then up there I could have a photograph, which I'd much prefer. I'd have a photograph there, and then the information would be hidden, and that way it's just sort of a little life memory. And then the other thing I tend to do is, when I'm on a woodland walk, and this is just for my personal private journals, because I wouldn't send these across the world or whatever, because I know I'm not allowed to, is I collect seeds, because I'm a gardener and I like my garden. I do collect seeds. So these seeds came from my aunt's garden, and so that may be that day, and then I would decorate that as something else, and just a little note of what the seeds were from that woodland walk up where she lives. And then maybe this was just the information of something that we did, and it all goes in there like that. So that's how that could be. You know, that's what I consider as a journal page, something, a memory anchor, a memento, a piece of modern day ephemera, all then described on the back there as what we did and the date. That's important, so you know when you did it, because I can't remember, but I do. With this, now I would remember. So that's my idea of journaling. And if you found that also resonates with you, then I think that you will enjoy this channel, and I hope that you continue watching along with me. I think I've covered about everything that I wanted to say. The only other thing is, another idea for a little envelope is, sometimes I like to keep the till receipts, and so I know how much I spent, or it's just sometimes you get a printout of, or a ticket or something that comes from a place where you go, and it's not always the nicest, but it's the memento and it's the ephemera. You can put it in a decorated pocket, and then that get tucked in as well. This is coming out quite bold. That's the only thing that I would say is a little not quite ready to be sent off to somebody, as far as I'm concerned. I've got these, and sometimes when I say, you know, all it wants is a word, you could use something like these. You could print out somebody's digital kit words, or you could use sticker words, or you could just go with these ones. These are the Ideology. Tim Holtz again. He's getting a lot of airtime today, isn't he? But his stuff is so good. And I'm just using what I've got, and of course I bought quite a bit of it when I first started out, and it's still going strong today. I'm not going to think about it too much. Let's just grab this one. Well, it's quite a nice length, that will fit in there. I just want to pop a bit of ink on it. I think we will go with the blue. So the dome one's working out. I don't know where my other dauber's gone. The handle, that's migrated elsewhere. What colour's this? I'm doing weathered wood is just what's on the desk at the moment, and that is a blue-grey colour, which I think is quite nice because that'll pick out the blues in the map and it will pick out that bit there. So I'll just bring that up so you can see where I'm about to put that. I might want to do one over here as well, but the label is smaller and I have smaller words. How about, just want a small word. Friends might be better, but is it too big? It's a bit big, isn't it? Yeah, those are big words. Let's go with a smaller word. Take risks. Yes, that's what you do in the woods, isn't it? Take risks, jump in muddy puddles, and jump over streams, take a few risks. Let's do that. Why not blue? Take a few risks, and then we'll just go back, revert back to my new grunge domed dauber. Go with the brown and just go around the edges with that. And I think it does want a little bit. Ooh, let's use the stick. Oh, look, brand new one. That's good. And then I'm just gonna overlap. Much nicer to just offset and overlap. That's how you deal with that. Done. And then this one, bit of brown, and this one's bigger because the label's wider, so that will go there. And then there's still writing space to put the date and where you went, who you had tea with, who you had a nice Sunday lunch with, or whatever it might be, and just record your day out. There you go. And if any of the girls are watching that are going to receive these, that's what it's all about. I hope you love them and enjoy them and sew them into your journals. Keep them forever and ever. You don't want all of that. Let's remove that. That was my stuff. You get this. That's awesome. And if anybody else would like to make something similar for their own journals, I think these are rather smart. And then you could then go on and write about it if there was anything worth talking about. But if not, you've got your memory anchors of what you did. It's been so much fun to do that with you today. I hope you found some inspiration here. Thank you so much for watching. I am hoping that people are receiving the videos favourably. I certainly have had quite a few comments, which has been wonderful. If you've been following along and watching, please do consider subscribing. See if we can get the subscriptions up to 1,000, and then I can have a go at the giveaway, and we can work out some fun things along the way after that as well. So that would be really good. Leave me a comment, let me know what colour you think the peony's going to turn out like. I hope that it will. And if all these things come to pass and we have flowers and subscribers and this channel can take off and be a worthwhile place to hang out on a Monday, Friday and Sunday as it is at the moment, I shall do a little craft room jig, I think. So in the meantime, make sure you've got a quiet crafting space. It doesn't have to be a massive table. It doesn't have to be an entire room. It just needs to be a little corner, a little section for you, or a time slot where everybody else goes elsewhere and allows you that peace and quiet that you need to be quiet. And you can watch along and journal along with me, you know, on the channel, or you could just sit quietly and process your own thoughts of the week or the day or the weekend, whatever's going on for you. But there we go. Above all else, guys, just slow down and make crafting time for you. Bye bye now.